Tonight, the Prime Minister announces new Crown Land initiative. We've got the details. Also, government commissions new fleet of cars for the Ministry of Works valued at $1.6 million. And later, the government is cracking down on the sale of marijuana-based products. This is Eyewitness News, the weekend edition.
Eyewitness News brought to you by Flow Evo, powered by BTC. Flow Evo is here.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel Ferguson. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping the weekend edition tonight. Bahamians will soon be able to access Crown land without much of the red tape that's been associated with it. The announcement made recently by Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis at a town hall meeting this week. It's one of the government's initiatives being implemented to help to grow the economy while affording Bahamians the opportunity to create businesses and development. Jessica Brown has the details tonight.
The government is embarking on a new Crown land reform project, according to Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis, who said the initiative is aimed at giving Bahamians wealth and a piece of their own country. At a town hall meeting, Dr. Minnis said the project details will be revealed at the upcoming budget exercise.
All Bahamians who had applied for Crown and had commenced construction will be given their grants. Then after we completed that throughout the entire Bahamas, we will recommence phase 2. All Bahamians who had applied for grants and were promised grants will be given their land. And finally, we will commence phase 3. We would encourage you to apply for Crown land.
Dr. Minnis also introduced a new public-private program to increase Bahamian ownership of government assets. He said it will allow Bahamians to invest with a guaranteed return.
We would encourage you as Bahamians to invest in this new company, which is 100% Bahamian owned. If you leave your monies in the bank, you are given 0.5% return. If you invest in this company, it still remains 100% Bahamian. This company will then construct new buildings so that people can work in proper environment. The monies that the government now pay to a handful of individuals will now be paid to you.
The Prime Minister said complaints that government buildings were filled with mildew and mold and were making people sick will be a thing of the past.
Many of our buildings are run down.
Full of mold.
Our staff are working 3 hours per day. We're losing productivity, but we're still paying. And we're losing money. Rather than getting 0.5%, as the bank will give you, through your money, you would be given 4 to 5% return. And remember, it is still 100% Bahamian.
The Prime Minister gave no start date for the initiative. Jessica Brown, Eyewitness News.
Well, Works Minister Desmond Bannister also chimed in on the government's proposed building program. He said that the hope is that young persons will invest, with the turn-in will becoming less dependent on banking institutions.
Where we're going to have Bahamians create the fund so that money goes in there from you and the returns go in your pocket and it's maintained according to certain standards. And that's going to be wonderful to see. When I invite you all back here, I want you all to see a whole different look at the Ministry of Public Works. So when you all come back by the end of this year or next year, I want you all to see how the Ministry of Works is going to look, because this is not how the Ministry of Public Works should look. This is what I inherited. You're going to see a different Ministry of Public Works.
Well, Bannister said that the government will limit how much the wealthy will be able to invest in the new company.
If you look at what's happening at the port now, there's a limit on how much money any individual can invest. That's what's happening with the port now, and we're going to ensure that there's a limit on what any wealthy or other person can invest. But it won't work unless the everyday Bahamian, just like me and just like you, who work on a salary, invest something in it and make a difference, so we have a stake in it.
In other news tonight, while products containing the marijuana-derived CBD are being sold in the Bahamas, Health Minister Dr. Dwayne Sand says the government has not issued any licenses for the import of the drug. Now, Dr. Sand said that while the government acknowledges the interest, local distributors by the appointed Marijuana Commission have not been completed to legalize marijuana or marijuana-related products.
CBD has become the hot new product being marketed as oil to be ingested, smoked, vaporized, or applied to the skin or hair. There is CBD-infused water, CBD gummy bears, CBD lollipops, CBD drops for beverages, breath mints, breath spray, etc. The Bahamas and Bahamians have also developed a keen interest in cannabis. Simultaneously, there's been an increased adoption of the use of products of the plants for various indications, including construction. And so while we acknowledge the interest, our local deliberations have not yet been completed. We do not know what the Commission will decide. But, Mr. Speaker, the Bahamas is a country of laws, and the Dangerous Drugs Act remains in effect.
Well, Sands further noted that the Ministry of Health has met with the Customs Department and the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and all parties have collectively affirmed the legal position that all products imported, advertised, and sold containing any of the components of marijuana, as outlined in the Dangerous Drug Act, are being sold illegally.
As such, marijuana, cannabis, THC, and yes, CBD remain illegal without a license. Having impaneled the Marijuana Commission, we are not minded to circumvent the work of that commission by the issuance of multiple licenses. So individuals who are selling marijuana, hemp, CBD products without a license are doing so illegally. Those who are doing so may or may not be selling authentic products, and the buyer would have no guarantee of safety or efficacy. I am informed that the police forensic team has done analysis on some of the confiscated samples, and there is inconsistency in the content. Some of these products touted to be CBD do not contain CBD, and some contain significant amounts of THC.
While following criticism by foreign nationals that medical services in the Bahamas are not effective, Tourism Minister Dionisio de Aguilar telling Eyewitness News that Bahamians should not be concerned about those criticisms affecting tourism product on that island of Bimini and the country. He, however, did acknowledge that services on family islands are not the best, but he says it's an issue that the government is working on.
In a small community, to have a hospital with the facilities that they are requesting is financially a challenge for us. As our country progresses and as our country develops, of course, our infrastructure will improve. And, you know, events like this, sadly, and it's a tragic event, may cause us to bring focus to this. But, you know, every island is screaming for a clinic. Every island is screaming for an airport. You know, the government does what it can do with the resources it has, and certainly our people don't want to pay any more taxes.
While Minister of Works Desmond Bannister commissioned dozens of new vehicles and handed out the keys to a number of department heads on Friday, the vehicle acquisition is a part of a $3 million approval handed down by Cabinet for the Ministry of Works to purchase a new fleet of vehicles to assist with the daily tasks within the ministry. Now, $1.6 million was spent on the first fleet of cars donated on Friday.
The Permanent Secretary and our staff have organized it so that every department is going to get vehicles. Because of financial stringent difficulties or challenges, we have to be able to secure the vehicles in small batches. And so we've gotten $1.3 million, $1.6 million in the current budget to spend on vehicles. And we are going to be able to put vehicles in every department in the ministry with that.
Well, an additional $1.4 million will be spent on the new budget period on vehicles, which will be distributed in New Providence and the Family Islands as well. Well, the carnival weekend is almost over, and it appears to have attracted a number of visitors to our shores. The tourists among visitors enjoyed the weekend with some of the hottest artists blazing the stage. Theo Seeley has more on that tonight.
The Caribbean was represented at this year's Bahamas Carnival not only in stage performances at the mega concert on Friday night, but concert attendees on Clifford Park could be seen waving flags from Jamaica, Trinidad, and other regional countries. They all showed up for a night of electrifying performances. Colorful glow sticks waving in every direction lit the park on Friday night, which was overflowing with some of the region's best in soca music. First out the gate was Benji.
100% powerful. It was epic. It was epic. I'm still trying to get, you know what I mean?
Well, what was the crowd favorite tonight?
Definitely Lay Bam Bam. They love my track Lay Bam Bam.
The energy continued with the youngest soca monarch in soca history, Aaron Voice St. Louis.
Just do so, do so, do so, do so, do so, do so.
It was amazing. Every year I come to Bahamas, it's always an amazing time. Blessings to the promoters, blessings to Bahamas Carnival for having me. Yet another year, since 2016 we've been coming each and every year. So it's always a blessing to be here. The energy is insane in the crowd right now.
Female artist Patrice Roberts followed Voice. She got the energy straight to the sky.
You hear the vibes? They are amazing. Bahamians, I just have a special place for here, man. Like, I always feel like I'm home. They give me a lot of energy. And as long as they are pleased, I feel like my job was well done.
It was a back-to-back female performance. Roberts was followed by fellow Trinidadian artist Faye-Ann Lyons, who brought the message of unity through soca.
Can I see two hands in the air?
When you come to an event that's soca oriented, you see some grandpas, yeah, you see grandparents out there, grandkids out there, everybody's out there, and that's what you want. Unity, real unity is the coming together people, differences and all, but at the end of the day, no fighting, no fussing, no war.
The love continued when Lyons wrapped up her show with a dual performance alongside Bungie Garland, who also highlighted how soca music unifies.
The music that goes with it is the one music that really brings that togetherness in it. A lot of other music kind of force divisions and enemy across the line and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, that's fun and nice to have. And, you know, them songs just as important, right? Because really and truly, there are people that be going through things in their life that it tells a story. So you might really want to hold your corner and do things. But then soca now just come and override that.
Headliner Kes and the Band closed out Friday night's concert with one of this soca season's biggest tunes, Savannah Grass, and the crowd went wild.
Energy in the crowd. I mean, I just felt like I was just giving it back for what I was receiving, you know what I mean? And I'm very happy that people are feeling Savannah Grass right now. Savannah Grass is a very special song to us. You know, my dad passed on January 1st and we dedicated this song to him, and you know, since then the song has really spread across boundaries, even to people who don't know what the Savannah Grass is, and they just feel the vibe of the song, you know what I mean? So I'm very appreciative and grateful for that.
In the end, concert attendees gave the show a thumbs up.
It was amazing. Every year they exceed themselves. I love it. It's Bahamas Carnival. You cannot stop.
Now, there were so many artists that came on stage tonight from so many different Caribbean countries. Who was your favorite tonight?
There were so many favorites. I cannot pick. Patrice, Benji, but my favorite was Cass the Band. He just shut it down.
Theo Seeley, Eyewitness News.
Well, we're just getting started in Eyewitness News, but when we come back, a local church giving back to the community for the month of May. And later, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity offers scholarships to Bahamian students wishing to attend historically black colleges and universities across the U.S. We've got more on that, but first, here's a check on tonight's weather forecast.
For decades, the Bahamian people have been asking for the tough questions, and that's what we've committed to doing to them and for them. Ask them more of what they've been thinking all along, but not had the opportunity to ask themselves. That's what we do. That's who we are. We represent the Bahamian people. We provoke thought, we give analysis. At the end of the day, we're not afraid to ask the tough questions. So do we have an agenda? Yes, we do. The Bahamian people, they're our agenda.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back to the weekend edition. Abundantly Blessed Outreach. It's a local nonprofit based at Fresh Anointing Prayer and Deliverance Ministries is offering a wide array of extracurricular activities for the community free of charge every Saturday this month. Now, the organizer, Bless Miller, spoke with Eyewitness News, highlighting what those wishing to attend can expect.
In our empowerment program, we are offering cooking, sewing, dance, drama, craft, computer studies, and also the foreign languages, Spanish and Creole. We are bringing on stream our employment and also our prison program, hopefully in the next few months. And then we have ongoing our scholarship program.
Meanwhile, pastor of Fresh Anointing Prayer and Deliverance Ministries, Chester Thompson, said these initiatives are crucial for the personal development of all participants.
A lot of people out there hurting, and then there's a lot of people in need, and then there's a lot of people who, you know, they're prideful. And so the outreach with the grocery assistance could help them temporarily, so we develop these empowerment programs like the sewing, the cooking, and the different stuff to be able to help some folks to, because if you could get these things down pat, you could become, you could go back to the job market, you could do some things for yourself personally.
Well, Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity hosted an awards ceremony last week offering scholarships to scores of Bahamian students to attend historically black colleges and universities across the U.S. The United Negro College Fund is said to have raised about $2 billion, and its president and CEO, Michael Lamax, spoke to the masses gathered, encouraging them to remain focused and strong no matter what life throws their way.
The education I want for every one of you young men here today is one that will prepare him and you to navigate your lives, your life journey, with a strong internal compass that knows your true north. And your true north is that you are a valuable individual.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Now, Lomax also said that the organization will continue to weave the values of the Founding Fathers throughout the organization.
Ensuring that historically black colleges and universities are strong, vibrant, and sustainable institutions, serving the needs of hundreds of thousands of students annually, and preparing them for careers in the 21st century, for global citizenship and leadership.
Well, coming up in tonight's Sunday feature, a local artist looking to build an all-new Bahamian museum. We'll tell you all about it. That's coming up in our Sunday feature tonight. But first, Randy Smith is off the top with your weekend sports. Good evening, Randy.
Janae, it was announced this week that the Islands of the Bahamas Showcase will be making a return. We have more on this year's event coming up in Eyewitness Sports.
Hello, I'm Gershon Major, CEO of the Bahamas Gaming Operators Association. Are you or a loved one suffering from a gambling addiction? Do you find yourself more often than not having to choose between your daily expenses and this form of entertainment? If you've answered yes to these questions, we are here to help. At the BGOA, our doors are always open. There are several mechanisms in place to protect you as a player as part of our industry's responsible gaming program. If you find yourself or someone you know slipping through the cracks, please come in and visit us at number 41 Top of the Hill Mackey Street for an assessment, immediate assistance, or professional intervention at no cost to you. Remember, it's only a game, so please do so responsibly. For more information, please contact us at 603-2083. Visit our website at bgoabahamas.com or call our hotline at 808-9509.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Randy Smith, and welcome to Eyewitness Sports Sunday. We begin things on the basketball beat. Teams competing in this year's Islands of the Bahamas Showcase were announced. The event will feature 8 major NCAA Division I programs featured in 12 games at the Kendall Isaac Gymnasium. The event starts November 22nd and runs through the 24th. The field will include defending tournament champion Liberty University from the A-10.
We set out to make the Bahamas a destination location for international sporting events. And we feel like we're well on our way. And now the Bahamas has a rich history. They've got a bowl game. They've got another basketball tournament there. There are many opportunities there for Americans and folks from all over the world to go and participate in high level of athletic competition. But this tournament was designed specifically for non-Power 5 schools that have difficulty scheduling because they're too good for the bigs to play them. They need a nice neutral court where they can get a high RPI game, a first-class experience. And I'll tell you what, when you get down and you see this new resort, Baha Mar, and you experience the renovated gym at Kendall Isaacs, there's not too many people that'll have a better experience than these 8 teams.
In tennis news, Lauren Daxon was named to the second team singles and doubles all-conference for Missouri Valley College. Coming off an injury, she led the Vikings to a 19-1 season and a championship appearance against Hart AMC. And in approximately 2 weeks, Amron Sands will re-enter the boxing ring, looking to extend his undefeated streak. In the pro ranks, he will fight on the undercard of the Bicentennial Beatdown Championships May 17th at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee. Well, that does it for us in sports, but stay tuned. Eyewitness News continues in just a moment. I'm Randy Smith. Have a great evening.
Payday. Time. I got box 316 in Chicago today. Honey, I get into the shop.
Okay, babe.
Hey, you gonna tell her which shop you're going to? You gonna let her know where I going? Your priorities mix up. How much is that for your rent? My rent straight. Car insurance? Car insurance straight too. Lights, cable, water, groceries, leisure, things for the apartment. Okay, I got it.
Honey, what the lunch money for the children?
Take care of your priorities first. Remember, it's only a game, so please, game responsibly.
You're watching Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. For a Bahamian boxer, Bahamian culture has become the focus now of his career. Israel Johnson, who is just 22 years old, has held on to Bahamian collector's items since he was 11, and now he's taking it on a journey to share his pieces and the pieces of others with everyone else. Some pieces now on display for the public for the very first time. Our April Sands has more in tonight's Sunday feature.
Grew up through Peter Street, off of East Street, so I came from the trenches. You know, where I am today is not where I was 2013. I was never on the good side of the fence, but I never was charged or anything like that. And so I was not excelling in basketball. And so I decided I wanted to do something, and I realized what it was boxing.
You can almost say he's a boxer by day and a creative business mogul by night. 22-year-old Israel Johnson, who is internationally known for using his skills in the ring, has taken off the gloves, opting to place his hands onto something he can hold on to.
It was a 1943 half penny. I discovered it in a patch of coins that my mother had with her jewelry. We were definitely never poor, but we were definitely never rich. We was just on the brinks of making it. And I saw that coin sold him for like $9,000. I thought he was rich. But however, that coin is only worth several cents. But that's what I started with, a 1943 half penny, and it evolved. During Noah's gold medal, this is the first time they've ever seen it. To see a briefcase that was gifted to JFK while in the Bahamas, they're fascinated to realize that the world's most powerful man at the time was here in the Bahamas, and he was gifted a straw briefcase. To see our banknotes as far back as the 1870s, they're just mind blown.
From the country's very first outline map and the country's first historic dollar bill, his most prized collector's piece is this right here, the Sir Durward Knowles gold medal. He explains it's the first time the piece has ever been on public display.
Sir Durward Knowles' vision was for his gold medal to go on public display and for the Bahamas can enjoy it and we can learn about what he have accomplished. And so it was just a matter of being able to have a secure facility, like we're in the central bank, of course, and to get it here.
And while Johnson raves about the public reaction he's gotten since the Bahamas Central Bank has taken on his items for display, it's not enough for Johnson. As he says, this is just the beginning. Next on his list of accomplishments is to create a secure museum, and his goal is to place it downtown on Bay.
It's a lot of noise in the market, basically from the government, I would say, and some private companies. But regarding a museum, there's nothing that has really come to fruition from a quality perspective. And so right now, my company, and working with Ulrich, he's the new curator of Central Bank, he's been instrumental in this coming to life. We're just worrying about what we're going to do. And we're in the process of locating a facility, and that's our objective right now.
April Sands, Eyewitness News.
Thanks, April. Well, that does it for us here in the Sunday edition at Eyewitness News. For all of us here, I'm Janae Noel Ferguson. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great evening.